I'm going to be vexed. Host, Precious Linus, and with me on this show today is the one and only. See, I have like specific instructions on how I should introduce my guest. You know, she's not ordinary
at all.
You know, we tall people, she's tall. She is tall, like me. Oh my God. So it is an honor for me to introduce her. And following specific instructions, we have the one and only Amitacha, the resident baby girl.
Thank you.
Guys, I mean, I said it all right.
Thank you very much. Yes,
yeah,
yes,
we
yes.
have to.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you see how she's
Thank
waving.
you.
You see how she's waving. You tell people.
Thank you. It's nice to be here with you.
Yes, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Finally.
Yes, finally.
See, I have small gists in it. Why are you saying a big? Listen to the gist first now.
Okay.
It's something good.
Okay.
Calm down. So for the longest time, I wanted to talk to her for the longest time, like have a conversation with her. But I said, because whenever I see her, she's, like I said, she's tall like me. And there is something about having conversations with tall people. Our antenna, it used to connect to heaven very fast. So frequency is high, I'm not hating on my other colleagues. I'm not hating on you. All right, no shade.
No shades.
But I said I was going to talk to her, but I didn't want small talks. All right, I wanted like a very serious conversation, like deep conversation. So you can understand why I'm excited to have you here.
Yes, I can.
So let me give her the opportunity to introduce herself, like tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, like you already said, my name is Amitacha. Should I say I'm a YouTuber? But sometimes I am.
Say it! Blow your trumpets!
Sometimes I am a YouTuber, most times I am a 9-to-5, yes. So I work with Pandora, yes, and...
Hey, okay.
I work with Pandora, the jewelry brand, and what else? I'm based in Abuja.
Well, that is an introduction.
Thank you.
The only part I heard was the jewelry part.
Hey, where?
That's the only part I am interested in. But anyway, it is so nice. She's showing us the jewelry. But it's so nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Customarily, of where? Customarily. Somebody should help me.
I cannot.
Hey, let's leave the customary something I wanted to say. How we do it on Deep Chat or here in Deep Chat is that we allow our guests to open something. This box. This is our box of honor.
Okay, now I understand.
You understand now, right?
Yes, now I understand.
Inside this box, some things are inside. But I'll let you find out.
Opening the box
Open
of
it.
honor.
The Pandora box.
Nice one.
The Pandora box.
One.
Hey, wait.
Charlie, the box wants me to open it though.
Okay. I will hold it down. Yes. So that's our topic card.
A nice looking teddy.
Is
that for me?
It's for you. It's for you.
I like fluffy things. You should see my car holder, like
right. So I picked a very good gift.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so our topic for today.
Yes.
Am I reading it out?
Yes, please do us the honor.
Okay, so in the box of honor.
Yes.
My topic for today is means to an end. Let's unpack the moral dilemma. Okay.
All right.
Take it up.
Let's begin.
Let's begin.
Well, I think I will say the question again, right? So that it will simmer, because it be like saying I need to read it again so I can understand what to say.
Okay.
So the Holy Spirit can flow through my mouth.
Okay. Please do us the honor.
Oh, I should read it by myself?
Yes, so that you will understand.
Means to an end. Let's unpack the moral dilemma. These are like two sentences, right? Or two phrases, right? Means to an end.
One.
And then let's unpack the moral dilemma. Right?
Yes.
You understand? You get? But what's like the first thing that comes to mind when you hear this? Like means to an end. And then we now come to the second part. Let's unpack the moral dilemma.
Means to an end. I'm assuming how you survive. That's what I am assuming.
Don't assume, that's it.
Yeah, how you survive.
Yeah.
And then let's unpack the moral dilemma. How you survive based on morality or immorality. So are you surviving the right way or the wrong way? That's how we see it.
You see, talk people.
We have sense. Regardless.
OT. Somebody say OT.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I used to hear people say it. Whenever they want to talk about things, they'll say OT.
I don't know what it is, but
Well,
OT.
yes. You heard it first here. In case it does not have any meaning, the meaning is sense. So, just like you said, it's the same thing we were, I understand, right? It means to an end. Let's unpack the moral dilemma. So, when I look at this, the first thing that comes to mind is, yes, how you're surviving, right? Everything we do, right? Like, we wake up every morning because we want to survive.
True.
If you're not looking for a means of survival, you will not really, you'll be in your house. I will not be here. You will not be here. I'm ready to go to work, right? Or anything. So the only thing that wakes us up every morning is because we have something to do, right? We have some kind of purpose, right?
That we need to achieve.
Yes, and hopefully that purpose is able to give us a means to an end. The end is survival. Is surviving, right?
Yes.
Good. So now the moral dilemma, like you said, is it moral? Is it in a moral way or in an immoral way, right? So that's the conversation that we have.
Okay.
Because I hear a lot of people say things like, yes, it's true that you want to survive, but that's, okay, they say it in two ways. Some people say the end justifies the means, right?
Yes, I've heard that before.
Yeah. While some other people say that the way you take to get to the end is the most important thing. That's your journey to the end. That's that's the most important thing, right? So basically, they don't just judge you based on where you've gotten to, but how did you get there, right? So, but with what do you really think about this?
It's a lot to process.
Yeah.
So,
it's fine. That's why they're going to cut. They are going to cut it.
So I think most importantly, it's the end for me. The end results is important to me. I don't care how you got there.
Yeah.
It's not my business how you got there.
Yeah.
I don't care. I think that's your personal or individual decision on how you want to get there. You want to get there morally right, morally wrong.
Yeah.
I am not going to judge you. I am not going to, because everybody has their, will I say, inner battles that they are fighting. Everybody has their inner demons, and everybody is dealing with things personally. So I never really look at or hear something and I'm coming from a judgmental angle. It's always, if you have your reason and you can justify what you, that's fine. That's your problem. My own, it's, have you gotten to the end of the road? Did you get what you wanted to get? Did you achieve what you wanted to achieve? Are you satisfied with what you got at the end? You know, some people go a certain route, and when they get there, they're full of regrets and whatnot. And some people go a certain route and they're like, well, I don't really regret what I did. I got here, and now I'm going this other route. So it's all based on how you feel personally and internally. So if you now get there and then you're full of regrets, then that's where we now have to like have a conversation on, okay, so you did XYZ, how can we now turn things around and make it right? So you don't, because it's one thing to finally achieve that dream that you've been wanting to achieve, and it's another thing to achieve it and you're not happy. Yes, so the question is, when you get there, how would you feel? Would you feel fulfilled? Would you feel like, okay, I did it the right way, or however it feels right to you? I did it the right way and I'm okay. Then that's fine by me. I don't care. That's my own opinion.
Because I like something that you said. That it's number one. Okay, not even one thing. Because you made a lot of sense with most of the things, all the things you said, right? We're just spitting facts, right?
Thank you.
but some things that stood out for me was, number one, you don't judge anyone the way they got to where they are, right? And actually acknowledging the fact that people go through things, right? Because that's what most time, people try to overlook the fact that people go through stuff, right? Yes. And your own what life plays at you or throws at you is not what it throws at someone else.
Exactly.
Right? We're all dealt different cards, right?
Yes.
And you might actually think that you won't do some certain things, but when you find yourself in the shoes of that other person, that's when you know.
True.
I would always say that you don't really know yourself. You don't even know what you're capable of till you find yourself in certain circumstances. That's when you can open your mouth.
Exactly.
And say anything.
Exactly.
And that's even when you can open your mouth and dish certain advices to anyone, right?
Exactly.
Because let's take for instance now that I grew up in a family where my parents, I don't have any parents, right? And then I have younger ones to take care of, right? And we are all struggling, and I'm like the only person taking care of these ones, right? Of course, I can actually say it's not my responsibility. You all should go and take care of yourselves, right?
True.
Fend for yourself, survive on your own. I mean, I can say that.
There are families like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But because of the love I have for my younger ones, I might not want to do that. I might take it upon myself. Let me make the sacrifices that I know that my parents would have made if they were here. Let me be sure that I give my younger ones a good life, right? And then I do some certain things that some people might actually consider, no, this is wrong. Right?
True.
Good. So now I'm not about to take advice on how to survive from someone that you were born with a silver spoon. I'm not if you say it, I'm going to be vexed. I will pull your wig.
Oh, wow. That's personal.
I will pull your wig because you don't know how I got to this place. You don't know the things I have to deal with, right? And this is not me justifying the fact justifying people doing some certain things to get to where they are. No, I'm not justifying that. I mean, like you said, I also said that there were some. I didn't really finish listing the other things that I picked from what you said. Yeah. When you said something, when you get to that destination, that's your end, where you consider your end. How do you feel? Then comes the internal judgment, because you might not pay attention to the judgment of people, but yourself will judge you.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not. I can say the Holy Spirit, right, will judge you because he's inside you. But what of people that do not believe in the Holy Spirit, right? So internally you will be judged. How do you feel about that end that you've gotten to?
True.
Right? So those are the things, right? You might actually say, yeah, I'm doing this for my younger ones and all of that. But at the end of the day, how do you feel?
True.
So I actually like what you said a lot.
Thank you. So also based on what you said about family and growing up. So me, I grew up, my dad is late. My dad died when I was 6 years old. So it was just me and my mother. Yeah. So, there are so many cards that life threw at the both of us that I don't, when certain people say certain things to me, like, oh, you behave a certain way, or you don't do like this, or I'm like, have you walked a mile in my shoes? Walk it first,
and before you
come
talk.
Back to me.
As in,
do you understand?
Yeah.
So the way I grew up or the way I saw life growing up would be different from how you saw life growing up.
Yeah.
Different from how my friends saw life growing up because of how my life was. So they dealt me a card I was not expecting at a very young age. I'm sure even my mother was not expecting that card because she was also young. She had me quite early. So I'm sure she was not expecting that card. But guess what? Everybody had to like
do something.
Do things and, you know, so that she could provide for the two of us, right? Mind you, I'm not saying my mother did anything.
People of the world.
My mother did anything extreme. But you know, imagine, okay, let me just give you a scenario. Imagine being a baby girl wife.
Yeah.
Driving a Benz and feeling good about yourself, and then one day your husband is gone and everything is taken.
Ouch.
So at that moment, you have to now start. Do you understand? You have to now start thinking, I have a 6-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Now I have to be the father, I have to be the mother. What do I have to do? And then she had to like put in ×5 efforts to making sure. Do you understand? And then I grew up and excuse me.
That's true.
And then I grew up and I got to a point and I said, you know what? Sit down, relax.
Let me take care of you.
Let me continue. So now you cannot come and meet me that you have your father and your mother and somebody that is still sending you pocket money and you are coming to tell me that, oh, what you are doing is not good. Or for example, let's say so there was a time I think I switched jobs like 1 year. 1 year here I've switched to another job. 1 year here I've switched to another job. And then people are like, oh, it's not good as a young girl for you to be switching jobs. I'm like, excuse me. As I'm here like this, do you know that I have to feed somebody at home? If I see another job that is going to pay me better than the one, I'm potting.
Yes, so
I'm sorry, I will pot. And it's not like I'm trying to brag or anything, but I think that move actually even helped me in my career because I learned a lot of things, I got more experience, and I just kept growing. So because I didn't choose to stay in one place. And why did I have that mentality? Because of how I grew up and where I'm coming from. So it's like my situation puts me in a place where I had to, you know, jump jobs because I know at this point, oh, I have my mouth to feed, I have my mother to feed, and I also have to pay my rent, I have to do this, I have to do that. So yeah, I had to make certain decisions based on my life circumstances, while there are other people that, you know, got out of school, got a good job, and just remained there. And that's fine. You have no pressure. There's nothing pressurizing you to move or to do better. So that is fine. I mean, your parents have already rented a house for you. You have a car that you're driving. So your salary that you're earning is not really...
Exactly.
So I'm not going to judge you, and you too.
Don't judge
Don't come
me.
for me. Just live your life. Let me live my life. Let us meet at the end and let us shake ourselves and say, well, we both got here.
Yes, so
that's the point.
Yes, so exactly. But and then also, talking about internal conflict, right? Because at the end of the day, it's that moral dilemma. That's the biggest. I think that's like the climax of everything, right? Because I don't think anyone wakes up, right? That's what I'm thinking. That's what is in my head. I don't know if that is what is in other people's head, but I don't think anyone wakes up and the person is like, I will make some decisions that some people will consider moralistically wrong.
No.
I don't think anyone does that. I don't think. I think everyone gets to that point where you are faced with the devil and the deep blue sea, and you're in the middle, and it's either you jump into the deep blue sea and swim, or you go and meet the devil.
You have faith. God will pass your deep blue sea.
Exactly.
So that
you walk, right? That's. I think that's the thing. When you get to that point, it's a hard decision to make.
Very hard.
It's a very hard decision to make, and I think people like underestimate or underplay the seriousness of being at that point.
They do actually.
Yeah.
They do.
Exactly.
It just comes out as why didn't she just do this? Or why didn't he just do that? It's not that easy because you are talking from the outside and not on the inside. So it's like, maybe, for example, there's a girl that she's probably the only one taking care of her family, like you said, or maybe she has a sick mother that is about to die, and they need 10 million. Okay, can I make reference to a movie?
Okay.
Right? And their mother was sick, and they said they needed 16 million or 18 million for her surgery or something like that. And the children said they were going to go and rob somebody.
Oh.
So it took a lot of time to make that decision, like to convince their elder brother to join them in that decision, because the boy was like, I'm not going to do that. I cannot do that. It's not right, blah, blah, blah. But when he saw that, the mother was, and then doctor was like, you need to do this, you need to do this. They had to make a decision to go and rob somebody to get the money to. So am I going to come tomorrow and say, oh, what you did was bad, or I blame you, or I judge you? You're trying to save your mother.
Exactly, and most especially when what you're doing is not like hurting any other person.
Is the child supposed to sit down and fold their arms and say, you know what, mommy, just die?
Like, it's a hard decision.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
It's a very hard decision.
People don't understand. People don't really understand.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. People don't understand. When you are at that point, you really do not understand. But it's hard. But at the same time, let's talk about the deep blue sea now. Because in these two, the devil is Ekwensu. The devil is Ekwensu. So let's say that the devil now, right? Let's use the analogy of the devil as the wrong decision, right? And then this deep blue sea as the right decision. Now, this other part, I think it's fate plays a very big role in this other path, right? If you decide to toe this other path, fate plays a very huge role in that part. But then there is fear.
True.
There is fear. When you're at that point, it's fear that would make you, you said something, are you going to trust God that he's going to part that sea for you?
That's fate. Exactly.
And then there is also the possibility that you might jump into that sea and that sea will not part.
Exactly.
Hey!
And then you start blaming God.
Jesus. And you will be swimming. You will swim. You will swim. You will be crying for help. God, please help me. But no, you will keep swimming, right? You will keep swimming till you make it to the other end. And then if you give up, because there is also, if you've entered the deep blue sea, and then you give up, you will drown.
True.
So there's a lot of things to consider before you decide to step out.
The truth is, either decision you make, whether the deep blue sea or the devil, it's a lot of work. That's what people don't know.
Yeah.
People always feel like the devil's decision is easier. It's a lot of work. Whatever decision you make, you still need to put in a lot of work. So, for example, if you're going to solicit for funds to save your mother, that's putting in a lot of work, faith, prayer, everything. It takes a lot. If you're also going to say, okay, I'm going to go with the devil, and that is rob someone of 19 million naira, it's not easy to rob somebody of 19 million. You are also going to put in the work.
Like you said, whichever way you decide to take, it's not easy, right? And you must be willing to get to the end.
Yes.
Right? Now, for me, I think the most reason why people think that you should follow certain moral values or place some moral principles above every other thing while trying to survive is because of the scars. You talked about the scars at the beginning. Because of the scars, right? Because most of the time we get to that end and we can't live with the scars, and the scars are painful. Like, they are like some scars that you get, right? You don't heal from. You have to live with them and
for the rest of your life.
Exactly. So those are some of the things that should be considered, right? If you're going to take this other way that people actually think are moralistically wrong.
Yes.
Right? But then this other way that is the moral standard, Right?
Sometimes they can come with scars too. What if your mother ends up dying?
Exactly.
That's a scar you have to live with.
Exactly. Those are scars. So if you're going to take this way, if you're going to trust God, right, have faith that things will get better, you should also know that. I was listening to one message some time ago, and they said God does not take commands. He does not take instructions. Because you've seen that Mr. ABC, God parted the GWC for them, and you'd expect the same. Sometimes, no, he doesn't do that. He might actually want you to actually swim to the end. Sure. But most of the time, I've seen personally that it's rewarding. Like the few times I've tried it, because I will not say it's all the time that I decided to swim inside the ocean. Hey, God. But the few times that I've tried to do that, it's always very rewarding. But I got there and as in I felt pain. Like, I was in severe pain. Emergency room. Hey, but we thank God. We thank God. And I think we should also know that you've gone this way does not mean you shouldn't take a U-turn like some along the line, right? They are doing this because, like you said, you're getting to an end. If your end is to get to this place, right, and DPC is you go from here to this place, but you decided to go from here to this place, which is with the right? That shouldn't stop you from, okay, we're getting to the same end, but when you see that way of escape, because that's a good thing, you would always see that way of escape. That's opportunity for you to, okay, now it's time. Yeah, I know I've done a lot of things, right? I have a lot of scars from taking this other route, right? But now I have the opportunity to do it better. Yes. Right? I have the opportunity to do it better. True. Hey.
Continue.
Yeah, so I have the opportunity to do it better now. And I think that's where we miss it. Because that opportunity might present itself and they're just like, let me just continue. I've gone too far. Let me just continue. Right? So it's never too late. It's never too late. Right? And at the end of the day, I think people should also be kind when giving out advice
to everybody.
Right? Yeah, to everybody.
To everybody in general.
Exactly. When giving out advices to people, you should try and understand where they're coming from.
If they do not ask, you don't give.
Exactly. And if you ask, don't give. Just stay and be praying. Whatever. If it is praying that you want to be praying, be praying. Anything you want to be doing for this person, do it. If you don't want to do anyone, just leave the person alone and hope that the person survives whatever it is he or she is dealing with. So what are your final words?
The final words always be do what's best for you. Do you and do it with your full chest. Don't listen to anybody.
Yes, so. And be ready to live with whatever it is. It's not when the time comes to start running.
Do it with your full chest.
With your full chest. Alright? You heard it from here. Do it with your full chest. Alright. So that's where we draw the curtain on this episode of Deep Chat. Amitachi.
Thank you for having me.
A wonderful time with you. I actually, like, if there's one thing I value is sincere conversations, right? Because I hate conversations that are, how will I say it? Bullshitting conversations. But it's been wonderful having you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm sure that
I had a nice time.
Right. I'm sure that your gifts were. You see, I mean, we support people here. You know?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And with that, we come to the end of the show. Right? Look out for the next episode. And her Instagram handle is
at Miss_Amy Tasha.
At Miss_Amy Tasha. I'll say it again. At Miss_Amy Tasha. Follow her. What's your YouTube handle?
Amy Tasha.
Amy Tasha. Look for Amy Tasha on